Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this special edition of Advective Weather. This is Jake, and we're going to talk about the big story today, which is now Hurricane Idalia. She is now a hurricane with maximum sustained winds at 100 miles per hour. It is teetering pretty close to that major hurricane status, and the National Hurricane Center is expecting it to get to major hurricane strength, which we will get to in just a moment. But just to talk about landfall specifics, it's expected to make it within the next 12 to 18 hours. So probably tomorrow morning, probably within the early morning hours, probably into the mid-morning, probably around between 5 and 9 a.m., but we'll talk about that later on. Life-threatening storm surge and flooding, especially flash flooding, is going to be a big concern as this hurricane gets closer and closer to the Big Bend. This is going to push a lot of water into areas that are going to be pretty rural. This is a lot of grasslands, a lot of marshes, a lot of nature reserves. So it's just going to push all that water inland. And this is a place that hasn't seen this type of hurricane since possibly the 1800s. I'm not too sure. But anyway, it's been a long time. And at this point, you should have already evacuated. If you haven't evacuated already, you need to get out, because in that area, I've seen Google Maps in that area, and I've been around that area before. The roads out there are just very windy. It's just very foresty. It's just the infrastructure there is just not the greatest. So, or at least when it comes to getting out late. So at least you need to try to get out. And just to talk about what's going on with Hurricane Idalia right now, we could just see a bunch of that convection just spiraling out. Right now, we could just see the environment that it's going through. It's healthy. It's a mature storm. It's going through a little bit of wind shear. Just to note, it's a little bit semi-disorganized pattern. It doesn't look like the perfect hurricane shape, but it's still got the distinctive eye and the eye wall. I feel like the outer bands of the hurricane is affecting kind of like Tampa around that area right now, but at the very least, we're going to see possibly increasing in strength as the night and the day goes on tonight and into tomorrow morning. Landfall is expected near Cedar Key and around the Big Bend area. A lot of rural areas. Cedar Key, I've been there before. It is not a very big place. It's mainly a tourist attraction for people to go to, just to look at the neat gift shops around the Gulf side of Florida. It's very small. It's kind of rural. And like I said, the expected time of arrival of landfall is between 5 and 9 a.m. But of course, all of these factors could change. This isn't a promise. This is a possibility. Pay attention to all media outlets such as, the National Weather Service, especially the National Hurricane Center, especially giving it updates about the hurricane's condition. And of course, Advective Weather for our weather information. And we can just see the official forecast right now. We could just see it is currently off of the coast of Florida, about southwest of the Tampa Bay area. It's going to continue its way north. I think I saw a little teetering to the northeast, but that is going to be the expected direction as it matures and goes closer and closer to the Florida coastline. What can you do during this? Of course, you should have already initiated your emergency plan and your evacuation plan, especially if you're in the Big Bend of Florida, such as protecting your home, cover windows, secure doors and loose items, and especially for looters. Looters can really be a big concern, especially when damage has occurred. Consider your pets as well. They're your family, not something that you just keep around to have fun with. They're your family. So definitely consider sheltering options and definitely consider bringing them with you, whenever you evacuate. Bring your ready-to-go bag, meds, supplies. Make sure that you have all your first aid essentials and make sure that your car is charged and absolutely filled up, including your phones as well. Make sure that you have, if you have neighbors that may not have access to an evacuation route, definitely provide that. Mutual aid is definitely going to be a benefit here as the hurricane inches closer and closer to the coastline. And like we've stressed already, follow evacuation orders. We cannot stress this enough. You should have already evacuated. I know that I have a family member in that area that has already evacuated to a hotel further inland. So that is a good thing for her, but she's a person that has access to consistent transportation. So definitely consider the mutual aid part and help your neighbors and other vulnerable individuals that may not have access to consistent transportation. And that is it for our special edition of Advective Weather. I know that it is short, but we just wanted to cover just Hurricane Idalia before landfall. This is just a situation that just looking more and more dire as the time goes on. Definitely pay attention to your weather outlets and, of course, the National Hurricane Center for your official Hurricane Idalia information. Go ahead and if you like the video, go ahead and like, and if you like the channel, please go ahead and subscribe for us and hit that notification bell to let you know when our next videos come out. Join our Discord, it's going to be in the description below if you want to ask us any questions about weather or just anything in general. As always, thank you for watching Advective Weather. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe out there.